Hey guys, I'm John, and in this video we're going to find out how ace I think this is. Hey guys, so in this video we're going to talk about this absolutely beautiful Ip Man box set. Now this is a complete collection of the 4 mainstream Ip Man films starring Donnie Yen. Now in this country, this box set is unfortunately not available. It is a US only release. In this country, you can buy Ip Man 4 on 4K. You can get all the others on Blu-ray, but to get the best out of these films, then it is highly recommended that you do get the 4K box set. If you are interested in this particular box set, I will leave a link in the description to buy it through Amazon UK. Just know that if you do click through the link, it does help me, so it's greatly appreciated. But with this release, so you get this absolutely amazing box set. Now, each of the films has been mastered to feature both Dolby Vision for the visuals and a good Dolby Atmos track as well. So it's an all-round package that is the best it can be. You also get a double-sided poster that features artwork from Ip Man 1 and Ip Man 4, the finale, and you also get a little booklet within it as well. So you get this awesome little booklet that features some amazing artwork of Ip Man on the front and an awesome picture of an iconic scene out of the first Ip Man film. I will go through it in a little bit to show you some of the details that are actually in the book. But this release is just, if you're an Ip Man fan, then this is the only way you can own the Ip Man collection. Now, I first discovered the Ip Man series on Netflix. I just come across it on there. I'm a big Donnie Yen fan, and I sort of looked into what Ip Man was. I found out that it is the story behind the man that trained Bruce Lee in the martial arts form of Wing Chun. Now, he was a grandmaster of Wing Chun, and it just showcases his life and shows you how he went from being the grandmaster to eventually meeting Bruce Lee and training him up. Now, when I first watched the film, I expected a typical martial arts film where it's just people just fighting each other and just whose martial arts is the best. But I was very surprised that the first one is more of a war drama. And it shows that in China, when Japan invaded and the troubles that the Chinese people had to go through with the invading Japanese army. And it really surprised me because it's a really, really, really dramatic piece, which I didn't expect. But it's such an amazing film. I think the first one's probably my favourite. But just watch them and you see how they evolve. It's just amazing. And there's one particular scene in the first one where Ip Man takes on 10 Japanese martial artists. It's a wonder to behold, man. Just the way Donnie Yen moves. This dude is so quick. It's incredible. And it's something that needs to be seen to be believed. And then moving on, Ip Man 2 shows him as he's trying to build a school up and sort of establish himself as a martial artist grandmaster in a new city and all the trouble he has trying to fit in there. And number 2 is more of what I expected the Ip Man series to be. That's not saying that it's a bad movie. Not by a long stretch. It's an amazing movie. There was some incredible fight scenes in it. But it just showcases how the character moves on and develops. Ip Man 3 again just continues this trend. Shows a lot more into his backstory with his family and that kind of thing. And again, just people trying to prove that they're better than him or different martial arts are better. And then we move on to number 4. So number 4 is when Bruce Lee's actually in it. He's only in it a little bit. And the dude that plays Bruce Lee is an awesome Bruce Lee, man. This dude really does embody what Bruce Lee was like. He's got the charisma, he's got the attitude, he's got the mannerisms. He is really good at playing Bruce Lee, man. And it just shows that. And for me, number 4 has the added bonus of starring Scott Adkins. I love Scott Adkins as an actor. This dude is so underrated, it's unbelievable. He deserves a lot more praise than he gets. And honestly, if you get the chance to watch some of his films, he's really good. He's an incredible martial artist, and he showcases that in this. His character's not great in number 4. He's a bit of a douche, to be fair, but overall he's just awesome in it. But Donnie Yen is the master. This guy, just to watch the way he moves, how fast he is just incredible. But yeah, so for me, if I was going to watch him, I'd probably say 1, 2, 4, 3, and that would be my my order of preference for the movies. That's not saying that 3 is a bad movie. It's just, compared to the others, it's just, I don't know, there's just something about number 3 that's just not quite as good. But if you do get the chance to watch at least the first one, I guarantee you watch the first one. If you like martial arts films, then you watch that and you will want this box set. It is the only way to watch it. So, as I say, all these films on the visual front have had a Dolby Vision upgrade. And the Dolby Vision is just amazing. The lighting effects that add to the HDR that's already present. But the Dolby Vision just makes everything just so much more clearer. Now, in the first film, it is quite a grainy film. The 4K on it doesn't take away the grain, but the aesthetic of the film, it seems to just fit, because it's a war drama and you see a lot of greys in there and a lot of dark colours, and the grainy feel to it just fits the whole theme of the film. But the Dolby Vision on it is really good. It just makes like the darker scenes just so much clearer, and when they're outside in the daytime, everything just shines and it's just so bright. Like at the beginning of the film, when a northern Chinese faction come down to try and take on all the masters and prove whose martial arts is best, and they take on the square in the city, it's just an amazing thing. There's so many colours about, and it's just... You need 4K to watch it because these people move that fast. The 4K just holds the image together better, and the Dolby Vision on it just makes everything just perfect on them. And the visuals are really good. Now, as the movies go on, the visuals do get a lot better, in the sense of they get less grainy. Like I say, the first one does have a certain grain to it, but for me, I don't mind that. The grain on it just adds to, like I say, adds to the feel of the film. And then as they progress through, then they just sort of get that little bit better. So number 4 is really clean. They all got an amazing picture quality, and the Dolby Vision just enhances that. But if you're going to watch them, like I say, I watched the first one on Netflix, and it was good to watch it streaming, and the picture quality was really, really good. But watching the 4K, the colours seem more pure, they seem more accurate, and everything just seems better. It seemed a little bleached when you watched it on the streaming compared to how the discs look. So if you are going to watch them, the 4K discs, especially in this set, are the only way you should watch them. On the audio side of it, each one of these has a Dolby Atmos track on it. Now, the Dolby Atmos track is only on the original Chinese language. If you do choose to watch it with the English dub, then it does have a 5.1 DTS. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an Atmos system, so I can't say what the Atmos track is like on it. And I did watch them in English. I watched the dubbed English version. That basically comes down to Bex not wanting to read subtitles. So she was like, yeah, we're going to watch these. We're not watching them with subtitles, which, fair enough. Got to keep the ladies happy. So we watched them with the English dub on them. Now, when I watched the first one on Netflix, I did watch it with the original Chinese, because watching subtitles doesn't bother me. I've watched subtitles for years, so it's just one of them things that I'm quite happy to do. But we watched these particular set with the English dub. Now, like I say, I haven't got an Atmos setup, so I wouldn't get the full benefit of watching it with the Atmos track running. My soundbar is pretty good, so I do get the feel of it, but I can't really comment on the Atmos track. But just be aware that if you do have a good Atmos setup, then these films do have Atmos on all of them, so you'll benefit from it. So moving on to the special features on these. Now, each of the discs has some special features on it. The 4K discs have nothing but the feature film on them. But the Blu-rays do have special features on them. But they're very, very limited. There's just a behind the scenes, an interview, trailers, that's about it. On each disc lists an English language as a special feature, which seems a bit crazy to me, but that seems to be what they believe as a special feature. Bear in mind, as it is an American set, the Blu-rays on this are Region A. So if you don't have a multi-region Blu-ray player, then you won't be able to watch the Blu-ray discs. Obviously, all 4K discs are region free, so you've got no worry about that. If you're just happy to watch the film and that's all you want to watch, then by all means watch the 4K. My Blu-ray player, my 4K player, does actually play American discs, so I have put the Blu-rays in, and just more for see the difference between the two. But like I say, the special features are very light on this set. I do believe if you buy the individual Blu-ray discs, they have a lot more special features. I think they have a second disc with a lot more special features. So if that's your thing, then you've got to sort of weigh up whether you want quality in your video and audio for the 4K side of it, or whether you want to just get some action-packed discs full of special features. For me, I just wanted the best I could get these films, which is why I went for this particular set, to get the best quality I could out of the actual films. But the choice lies with you. But for me, if you're a fan, then I'll skimp on the special features for an absolutely gorgeous box and just amazing visuals and sound. So you've just got to weigh up which is best for you. Okay. Now, for me, like I say, this is the one I'd go for every time over special features. But in the end of the day, guys, that all lies down to what you prefer. So as we look at this box here and the design of it, it has a textured surround all over, so you can feel it's textured. It's embossed where the writing is, where it says Ip Man in the collection, in an amazing gold sort of hue to it that just accentuates against the black. And this moves around to the side where we have it. I mean, unfortunately with mine, as you'll see here, I had a slight sort of dent when it got delivered. It's just one of them things. When you're having transport overseas. The back of it is very plain with just a few little things that tells you it's in 4K. It's released from Walgo USA with the Ultra HD, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, the Blu-ray disc with DTS. Restricted, so it's restricted for Ip Man 1, 2 and 4. Well, 1 and 2, 4 is unrated, and a PG-13 for Ip Man 3. Moving inside the box, so we see here we have Ip Man 1, and we see here an amazing sort of cover here that shows the war-torn China, and I love the way that it's sort of got a very basic hue to the whole thing with just a few little accents of red here. It's just a beautiful cover. Moving round to the back, so we have a image of the final fight here and a few little scenes from there. And as you'll see here, there's very, very, very little on special features, as I mentioned before. And then Ip Man 2 we have here. Again, very basic cover, but just awesome sort of image of Donnie Yen here of Ip Man 2, Legend of the Grandmaster. And we move around to the back, so we've got a solemn picture of Donnie Yen there, a few other images there, and again, very basic sort of special features on this disc. Let me move on to Ip Man 3 here. Pretty sweet close-up of Donnie Yen looking ready to kick some butt. Moving round, so here we have a few more characters in the film. Little guest appearance of Mike Tyson here on this one for a brief cameo. And again, this one has the same special features, very, very basic. Okay, making up behind the scenes trailers. Then we move on to this one, Ip Man 4, the finale. They seem to have changed the colour for this one to match the gold on the outside box where the others were red. As we see here, a bit of an American skyline coming up. So as we say, it's moved into American Ip Man 4. There we go. And this just shows a few more characters. The dude that plays Bruce Lee, who seriously is just freaking awesome, man. Scott Adkins looking like a badass. And there we go. So as it says here, this film is not yet rated. This is an unrated edition of it. So that's just how it is. And again, very few features on it. So here we have the poster, which if we fold out, it just cool, man. It's just got an image of Ip Man 1 on the front and an image of Ip Man 4. So that's what that one is. And then we also get, like I said before, we get this really, really nice booklet with a cool drawn image of Ip Man there, close up. And an image from the back here is from Ip Man 1. Then we move through and it just has a lot of writing and talking about how the Ip Man franchise was made with some amazing stills in it. And it just goes through a lot of stuff just so it give you a bit more insight into the franchise as it is and how it became popular and things like that. It also sort of states, which is no surprise to me, that in China, Ip Man 4 had a bigger box office than Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. And so it should. It was such an amazing film. Ip Man 4 is really good. It's a great send-off to it. But there we go. So that's the book there. Absolutely amazing. Okay, guys. So, in the end, would I recommend this? Undoubtedly, this box set is just amazing. I mean, even to just add to your collection, I mean, how ace is that cover? It is just awesome thing to look at. And I love martial arts films. I've grown up with martial arts films. That's one of them things that I've always loved. And the Ip Man franchise is an amazing collection. It's one of them series that stands strong. So all 4 entries in the series are all incredible films. It doesn't have one that sort of you watch it and you can't wait for it to end. They all have good things in them. Like some series, there's always that odd film that sort of that always sucks. There's always the one. But Ip Man isn't like that. They are all incredibly good films. Very well done. Like I say, number 3 is my least favourite, but it isn't a bad film by any stretch. Just in comparison to the other 3 films, it just wasn't quite as good for me. There is a fight scene, though, in number 3 that is probably one of the best fight scenes in the whole series. But it's just, honestly, they're all just really good and I can't recommend them enough. So, yeah, guys, if you like martial arts films, if you're a fan of Donnie Yen, and you just want something to just kick back for kick-ass, Ip Man's the one, man. And this set is the way to go, just for the 4K discs, just for the Dolby Vision. And like I say, if you've got an Atmos setup, this has got Atmos on it, you'll see the benefit of it so you guys can enjoy it more. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys, and if you did, drop me a like, subscribe to the channel. I also have an Instagram page, so if you guys want to sign up to that just for more updates and just any communications through the site, drop me a comment if you want. And with that, guys, I'll catch you later.